Week 2 of the Meta High School Esports League of Legends Championships for the 2022 season. I can't believe we've already been here for our 5th anniversary of Meta competition. 6th if you count that one high school tournament we had at Hybrid World Adelaide in 2017. But amazing competition all throughout the years, of course. We're going up for the start of our brand new season here in League of Legends, in Valorant, and in Rocket League. And we're so excited to kick things off. Voice of HSE, Baz here, of course. Big fan of SA because I'm from here, obviously. And it's not Baz casting the Legends anymore, unless I have this man from America here with me. Of course, absolute mad lad joining us here from the States, One Night Star. Welcome here, man, to Meta.
Thank you. I am very excited to get into some high school League of Legends. Of course, all these players, getting their first taste of not competitive League of Legends per se, but it's basically your team sports environment. But usually, when you're playing video games, you don't usually get to talk to a whole lot of your teammates like you would in real sports.
Yeah, and of course, we're jumping straight into that champ select now to see the start of this new season here. It's going to be the battle of Macgregor State High School here. One we've designated blue, one we've designated red, to see who will take out, I guess, this match here, be the better team coming out from this school lineup. I mean, we're playing on 12.9, right? The patch just after MSI, but we know that MSI is slowly going to leak its way into a lot of these different leagues, right? We've seen it in the uni leagues that are happening, of course, at the moment all across the country, and wouldn't be surprised to see it happening here as well in Meta.
Yeah, definitely a lot of exciting changes on this patch. It was a pretty sizable one. And I mean, you could also say that 12.8 was also pretty exciting. So we'll see if any of the meta picks do come out here. Otherwise, I would guess it's going to be a lot about these very niche particular picks because it's about having familiarity on the picks rather than just going ahead and picking what's strong, at least at this level of play.
Yeah, and we've seen that pretty much all throughout the league, right? Where I would say a number of years with meta where it's definitely more down to comfort. Yeah, we see meta, of course, every once in a while, but it's some of these key, comfort picks coming out from the players that can either throw off teams because they're kind of expecting, like, oh, it's competition. It's got to be all about the meta itself, no pun intended, right? It's always going to be about what the pros are playing, but it can come down to some of these big key comfort picks that come out from these players that can really determine who runs away with the W and who goes crying with the L, right, at the end of the day. But we're only our first pick here from Vinny Piv because the blue side for this school lineup. And already a number of interesting bands. Some seem to be targeted, some, can be fairly strong throughout the meta here at the moment.
Yeah, a lot of these solo lane bans. And that's really interesting because of the fact that, for the most part, I would say the bot lane has played a very prominent role, and Draven's definitely one of those champions that has been buffed in that role, and is also just very good at playing very aggressive in lane, but it gets answered back with a very classic duo with the Philios Lulu. This is definitely something players that have played solo queue are going to be very familiar with.
I'm always happy to see a Draven come out Night Star. I mean, he's always great to see. We've seen him a number of weeks now in the uni leagues, him coming out a little bit in MSI, and now he's here. And I'm just happy to see the Spinning Axe Man ready to go. Camille as well being picked up for the blue side here. I mean, again, just another strong top laner. Great to kind of lock that one in for your team. Yee being locked in here now for the blue side. There's that high school picks coming out, right? There's that comfort coming out. We know if Yees can go off, they can hard carry a team. Of course, normally a jungle pick, we do see it mid lane every once in a while, thanks to a certain Korean mid laner pulling it out a few years ago, right? But I'm happy to see the Yi come out and maybe being responded with the meme favorite Wukong here.
Yeah, so far, I mean, Blue Macgregor has come out with the very sharp objects collection, right? We've got axes, we've got scissors, we've got a sword, and over on the other side, we've got pixies, we've got, I don't know what to call Philios. We've got a lot of age, I suppose, 200 years, and then we've got just a stick. That's what Wukong wields. So, I'm not sure weaponry-wise, Red Macgregor has the tools to deal with Blue Macgregor.
I mean, I don't know. There's some weird, supernatural, spooky stuff happening on from Red Side Macgregor. I mean, I don't know. You don't know. I mean, can swords hit ghosts? I don't know, man. It's a tough pick, right? Tough pick. But gonna round out our final bands now. Kali Morgana for Macgregor Red, Brand and Singlehover still going here for Blue. Got to remember as well, right? Both being from the same school. It's safe to assume everyone here are lads, right? Or at least they know what they play. They would have screamed against each other. I'm assuming a fair bit going into this run, having that advantage. So some of these key target bans should be given, right? Yasuo being the final ban on blue side, just another great AD mid laner at the moment being taken off the table. Lucian's still up, though, of course, and Yone if they want to go for that. But when you start seeing certain funny pickups, certain funny bans, I mean, Nautilus is just the go-to support right at the moment. Not really too surprising, even if, he's really squishy and dies well over 10 times a game. It is what it is.
But the real interesting part is the fact that because of this Nautilus lock-in, we're going to be looking at a solo lane Lulu rather than a support Lulu. So it won't be Lulu Aphelios in the bottom lane, but it will be Aphelios Nautilus. And because of that, when you draft some sort of engaged champion like a Nautilus, it does open yourself up to something like an Alistar. So we'll have to see how aggressive the side of Red decide to play the level 1, because that's where you have an advantage over a champion like Alistar. But as an Aphelios as well, your level 1 isn't that good. So how that bot lane transpires is definitely going to be something to watch here. Another interesting thing is, of course, the summoner spell selection at the moment, where everyone's just holding on to Ghost Cleanse.
Hey man,
I'm all
gotta go
about
fast,
it.
Gotta go fast, gotta cleanse all those seats. It's like Disco Nunu all over again, but it's
Yeah.
2022 and the joke's apparently still going. But they're just having fun. Again, like we said, right, we know these guys obviously know each other throughout this one. Should be expecting a fun one, a fun little brawl after this one. Reasonable just bragging rights, right, about who takes this one out at the end of the day. But let us know in Twitch chat who you guys think is going to take out this one. Is it going to be Macgregor State High School, or is it going to be Macgregor State High School? Yeah, it's a little bit confusing, but you got the blue ones and the red ones. Maybe like that. Maybe it's a little bit easier for you guys to kind of vote.
The blue pill or the red pill bag? That's what it comes down to, So we'll see how things go. The last pick is going to be the Mordekaiser. That's really interesting. Because we haven't seen a whole lot of Mordekaiser up in the top side, although it, depending on the matchup, it can still be pretty playable. Against the Camille, I worry about the scaling capabilities, but the role in these fights will be, I'm gonna ult Yi can't ruin my team, and then I just go into a Zhonya's or something, and then you effectively just take Yi out of fight for 3-4 seconds.
Yeah, not to mention you got to get a Lily with polymorph on top of that, right? So you've already got two major abilities to remove, or should we say, arguably the biggest threat from their team out of the equation. I mean, that Draven's going to be doing some big damage numbers as well. We've been seeing a lot, I want to say, the OC region as a whole for a number of weeks now, where these 80 carries can be untouched, especially likes of the Dravens we're seeing recently. Jinx has been another one of these huge 80 carries, and Ezreal's as well, where you leave their own devices. They're the ones hard carrying the team. They're the ones that end up being the huge threat. But I'm kind of confident on the side of Macgregor Red, right? Because it looks like they do have the capabilities to deal with a lot that the blue side's bringing to the table here in this match.
Yeah, and if you look at Red, you see that they've actually built a pretty robust teamfight composition. So if you do remove that Master Yi and the Camille Draven, they don't get super far ahead. It should, when it comes to these 5v5s, kind of be very favored for the side of Red, whereas on the flip side, if your Draven and Camille aren't that far ahead, a lot of it relies on this Corki being able to do a lot of damage with that poke build. So Corki will have to do a good job in farming out this mid lane, make sure he gets to those item power spikes, and perhaps that's when we'll be able to see him really take over some of these fights with that extra range that the Red side, they just don't have any answer to.
Man, Corky Lulu in the mid lane, just chuck Varus and Cogmore in there and bring us back to 2015 mid lane meta, man. It just feels like that all over again. But another key thing I want to point out as well here, where we're looking at some of these summoners that I know a lot of players are a little bit up in the air about at the moment, where you go for that Ignite Exhaust, or do you go for the Heal Exhaust or Heal Ignite? Or a lot of players are looking more that aggressive take of Exhaust Ignite at the moment. What are your thoughts on that, Nice? Looking at these bot lanes here, where we've got blue side, playing a little bit more safe, having that heal in the back pocket, which might be able to get them an extra advantage in the fight, but all of this engage and all of this extra damage at red side bring to the table.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Usually when you go for something like an exhaust on the AD carry, you're going to be there are clear dive targets coming at you, or if you're something like a Kaisa, you're diving onto a particular target that you would then immediately exhaust. So I do like the pickup coming in for the Philios, knowing that hey, he might have to deal with the Camille or a Master Yi, and on the flip side we have the heal coming out. It's just more utility here, and if you're not used to grabbing things like the cleanse, like the exhaust, it can be very difficult to remember to use them in fights. So I think heal is not necessarily the best choice, but it's usually the safe choice in every single lane.
Well, it's time to see who's going to take out this first match of the night here, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, for the Meta HSE LOL 2022 season here for week number 2. Macgregor State High School versus Macgregor State High School. Blue versus red side, of course, thanks to our partners at Torrens University Australia and MSI. Let's jump on the riff now and get underway for this amazing matchup.
All right, so would we
Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the matchup between Macgregor State High School And, Macgregor State High School, blue versus red, a little bit of a grudge match between the players here for this lineup. It's going to be another exciting match to kick off the Meta
Level
22
1!
season with Alistair already being polymorphed, stunned out the gates, and first blood heading to the red side.
Yo, Vaz. He just hit a
Nice
5-man knockup. That's going into the highlight reel.
Get the W's where you can, I guess. Just take what you can.
Boom. Yeah.
That's
but as we can clearly see, we're gonna fix our scoreboard real quick because the players definitely have bot items. I believe it's a quick. If you drop the scoreboard down and then you bring it back up, it does fix that issue. Although, boom. There, the magic of casters in production. Teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Those of you playing in the high school league, teamwork is what it's all about.
Are you sure? You sure how much meant to solo carry every game and then complain in chat? Are you sure? Is that not how that works? That's what ranks taught me anyway. I thought that's how we play the game.
It's about working together, Baz.
Yeah. Sorry, this is like 10 years of jaded PTSD play, man. You know,
what are you trying to teach the children?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I need to shape up. I need to get better at this, I think. But
this is not
already a catch up down in the bot side. Macgregor State High School red already playing on their advantage. And going to pick up another one. And it's going to go to the Nautilus, but it will, of course, shut down the Draven passive, push him back, and the red side from Macgregor already off to a great start.
Oh, yeah.
Almost.
Bot lane not looking too great. Top lane also kind of a whiff. You know, when you're playing Camille, you start with the safety scissors before you become those really deadly scissors. So, still in safety scissors mode.
And already seems to be more issues coming out of that. Luckily, the flash is there, and Weilu's able to get out of that. But Macgregor State High School already just punishing the blue side Macgregor where they can. They're going to try and catch out the likes of Aphelios here with the ignores with the flash, but there's not going to be enough follow-up. And now the Alice is in big trouble as Lily gets one onto Corky off screen. Aphelios gets the other onto Alza, and Nautilus gets away on, what is that, 10 HP down there in the bot lane. 4 kills to the side of Macgregor State High red already, and looking to try and
Monkey's back
on the top side, knowing that Whaley doesn't have that flash available. Luckily, he's just going to be able to scissor the way out, but
Ibby's coming back. He's just going to hang out there.
Man, this is some patience. This is that teamwork we're talking about, right? This is communication on point for the players, and yeah, it should be able to escape again because he knows, but Whaley's going to play a tough game. Does he need to go again? He's going again. He's going again with the flash forward. 3rd time's the charm. Mordekaiser gets it there. 1-0-1. 5 to Macgregor State High red, and Macgregor State High blue already in shambles 4 minutes into the game.
This is what happens when you watch too much Chinese League of Legends, is that their junglers will just wait for hours on end in those bushes just to get that kill. And it's definitely not optimal, because if you look at the particular jungle matchup, the Master Yi is getting, some camp leads ahead here. And we all know what Master Yi does in our solo queue games if he's left alone and allowed to farm. So that will certainly be something to keep track of once we get to that mid-game. Although, remember, the Polymorph and the Mordekaiser ult are annoying to deal with.
And big stun up down bot side already is. So Whiskers can't catch a break. The Ignite being dropped here will get stunned out by the Nautilus passive one. Again, it's a matter of a couple basic attacks. Draven will fall. Korean Juker, obviously should be Joker, has been taken down as well. Macgregor now 0-7. The Aphelios 4-0. Night Star. We're talking about a mid game. I'm a little bit worried if we were going to get to a mid game the way things are going.
Yeah, that might be a little bit concerning here. No, well, I'm not sure what I have to say, Baz, here, because there's not a whole lot to say. It's a 4,000
Well, how
gold
about
lead.
this?
About
The catch in the Vidi Poo and see if Yi can
uh-oh.
kind of follow up. Maybe not in a
Oh no.
1v3. He's going to have to burn flash to get out. Luckily, another kill doesn't get handed over, but he will get out. And it just goes to show just how strong, I guess, that the Macgregor Red side lineup is, right? We're going to have to watch out here for Queen Joker now going to be
He's still level
1v4. This is the
3,
start
man.
of the game all over again. He's going to flash everyone to get out. But the roaming, the communication coming out from Red side Macgregor, just on point from the second we're on the rift here. And again, Macgregor State Blue not really having a response to this, unfortunately, just because of the, I just want to say the aggressive nature of the red side team. Just how much they're just throwing everything at the wall and making it stick. Luckily, we are seeing Corky roam up to top now to try and maybe get an advantage on the Mordekaiser here. But we'll drop the ult to catch out Camille, make this a one-on-one. Wukong does get the Ocean Drake off camera as well, but he's going to have to look towards bringing it out. He could blue side Macgregor finally get their first kill. The Ignite Tick looking to try and finish it off, but Wailu will finally get a little bit of revenge for himself, getting that first kill for the blue side team up top side alongside Cork.
And blue Macgregor is finally on the board. Let's go, boys and girls and anyone in between. As well, the gold lead is now, 3,500. So this is good. This is good. Slowly but surely, we're still looking for plays. That's what you want to see out of these high school students. And sometimes you're Master Yi. Yeah. The big issue with our blue composition, though, is the fact that because they've been a bit put behind, their jungler isn't one of those junglers that can quickly change the state of the game. He needs to farm up himself to get he needs to get strong himself. Whereas on the flip side, like, if you're a Wukong, maybe you just hit level 6 and you start ganking. But bot lane,
what about this?
Could be doable.
Yeah, it's
could be doable.
I mean, they give Draven a kill over, so that's. I mean, you'd say that's questionable, but with the lead that Macgregor State Red have, right, 5k gold up on the lineup at the moment is, Mordekai's just going to try and bully out Camille up top side. They're quite happy to kind of just dive and take care of the 80 carry. Sure, they're going to give him some gold, but when you got the Gale Force, it's 501 on the affiliates for Macgregor State Red at the moment. They're just going to keep trying to extend this lead. The junglers are hitting bot, though. So could finally start to see Macgregor State try and bring some punishment back, but unfortunately, no 6 on Yi. No real way to get into the fight, knowing that Wukong is hanging around. But how about Lulu joining into the fight as well? 1v1, which was 1v2, now going to be, how about an absolute slobber knocker to take care of the Vassal. Going to secure that one. 3 kills now on the Lulu. And now it's just deja vu down bot side. Once again, unfortunately, an easy double kill. Pick up going to the 80k of Macgregor State Red. 7-0-1 for him now, whereas we just continuously get these 4-on-1 punishments down bot side.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a pretty clean play down in that bottom side, coming in with the Nautilus and the Wukong. The dive coordination is really, really nice coming in from this Red Macgregor, and you also gotta love how clean that kill execution came through. You just had the Gravitum come through, and you got an instant double kill with the Philios. So far, things looking great for Red Gregor.
Deja vu. I've just been in this place before. It's happening again down bot side of Macgregor State Red. Again, easy double. Stopwatch going to be burnt to keep Nautilus alive just in case of his final couple minion shots. And 9-0-1, 700 gold bounty now. But do want to point out Eben, the Nautilus from Macgregor, a little bit too comfortable down bot side, I think, maybe. Luckily, the kill doesn't go over. It's also very unfortunate for Macgregor State Blue, but Eben has been absolutely on point with these anchor shots as well, being able to catch out the Draven, catch out the Alistair just consistently. I don't know if it's 100% hook rate, but I think it's going to be pretty close.
Yeah, the hooks definitely have been pretty on point here, and at long last, our Alistar is level 6. He can start doing some damage. That's been one of the big reasons why those dives have also been so effective, Baz, is the fact that, hey, this Alistar is not tanky because he doesn't have that ultimate available. Yes, he has the Aftershock, but okay.
Maybe
Still
trying to see if they
looking.
can go for something here, right? For the river,
This is a
but
spooky
Corki has to
Aphelios.
flash out because that damage is just not there, and Aphelios is just going to look to clean up house. Lily gets one off the queue thanks to picks there, and Aphelios will pick up another. Thank you very much. Vinny Poo has to run for his life. No main completed item. Ult had been burnt, but there's no real damage, unfortunately, coming out of the E.
Yeah, this is a bit of a rough game. Your Blue Gregor here, you're really pinning all your hopes onto this Camille 1v1. And even that goes just a little bit sideways, unfortunately. So, at this point, you know, it's about kind of learning from this experience and seeing what we can do moving forward. This start of the game, obviously not how they wanted to start, and I feel like a lot of that has gone down south because of that.
And they're trying to at least get something here under tower, and while Corki will at least get the Nautilus, I mean, Aphelios just takes care of the Corki nice and easily there. It's just another kill. It's 11-0 now for the Aphelios from Macgregor State red for the moment, and Aphelios is more than happy to kind of just stare him down here in the mid lane. And with Hex Flash actually missing there off the Alistar, they won't be able to go for the engage. Dravenot comes through, and while we almost got close there, just unfortunate the Joker wasn't able to get onto the Aphelios, drop the exhaust, and unfortunately, Macgregor State Blue once again have a black and white screen on their AD carry.
Yeah, definitely a bit tragic. Because this is, well, it's a 12-0-2 Aphelios. And usually we could take a look and be like, man, the Collector here at 18 minutes of the game, I don't really like it because now you're getting some of that armor. But this is only like 10 minutes into the game. We are far, far from that. So this Collector item is going to be nuts.
So just that max range hook as well from him. This is what we're talking about. This man is insane on this Nautilus here.
And he
gets another easy catch onto the Corki. Yeah, there's all Aphelios here, so it's more just annoying more than anything. But it's still those mind games coming out, right? You never know when Aphelios is going to come out of nowhere and just completely burst down the team. And now they are running into this inhibitor turret. It kind of goes back to Champs, like we're talking about, right? Where Macgregor State Red had a pretty big answer to everything that Macgregor State Blue were bringing to the table here. And you can kind of see it once again in full view. Big flash ult forward by Ibi to try and lock down Draven, which will be quite easy to take. First kill of this fight going to the Wukong. A second kill going to be handed over to Wukong as well after being bursted down by Lulu and Aphelios. While the inhibitor tower is going to fall, the inhibitor itself is going to fall to Macgregor State Red. Kind of as you said a little bit earlier on us, unfortunately it's only really a matter of time, and it's just going to be up to what Macgregor State Blue can kind of take away from this one, right? A big flash by Nautilus to catch out Corki. He'll be bursted down as we had a random game pause, which very unfortunate timing, and I guess we'll have to get one fixed up for you guys in just a short moment. But
It is, yeah. We are waiting for that game to come on pause.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, definitely a tragic time for that pause actually to come through, but very strong showing so far coming in from Macgregor Red here. And perhaps, you know, maybe this game isn't the best showcase for their skill, but perhaps they have greater aspirations, you know? They want to make sure that they do make a run for the regional championships and go even further than that, perhaps. So this is a great start if the goal is that direction.
Yeah, 15 minutes in. Again, unfortunately, it's only a matter of time. Unless Macgregor State can somehow get the most amazing pulls of their lives here. But unfortunately, it's not going to be the case. Draven ends up falling to a 14-0-4. I feel as though I was very close, almost taking him down with those Ignite ticks. And the should have to come in from Lulu on a big hill off the Lysa coming out from Affairs will just keep him alive. That goal given over to blue side Macgregor State Blue would have been huge, but the second tier tower will fall down bot side anyway. And I mean, it sucks to see right now because they're getting really close. They're getting really close to getting some of these big picks onto the red side players in Macgregor State. They're getting maybe a little bit overconfident here, but they're just missing shy.
Yeah,
and
I think little bit of damage. That one, not quite as close as what happened in that bottom lane. But at this point, if you are Macgregor Blue, you just gotta grab four or five members and just throw them all at the Aphelios and hope you can claim that that bounty. And I'm gonna say 3 is not quite 4 or 5.
And it's pretty safe to say we're probably looking towards one of the final pushes here, ladies and gentlemen, for our first game of the Meta Week lineup between Macgregor State High School Blue and Red. As they're just going to get to the point of keeping them trapped on the base plate. And looks like just to brag a little bit more, drag out the end of this match here to get the minions to deal with the towers themselves here, which it is what it is. The game is unfortunately over and done with, but maybe one final fight, one final push to try and get some of those extra kills. 17-0 for Aphelios now as everyone gets another great hook there as Polymorph Alistair will stand there with a little bit of fun and they eat up some of the damage. Corky will jump forward, but unfortunately doesn't really provide much else, although they are going to catch out Nautilus and Wukong. At least a big shutdown over to Wailu, 2-3-1 now for the Camille, but it's too little too late here. Can we get Aphelios on a big 20-0? Might be the question here before the Nexus falls. For the moment, we've got that answer. It's going to be yes. 20-0-4 on the Aphelios to wrap up this game here. And the Macgregor State High Red start off the season hugely, completely shutting down their opposing school's team for the blue side.
Oh yeah, in the school civil war, it wasn't really much of a civil war per se. But congratulations go out to Macgregor Red. I'm not sure if these teams have other sub names. If you do, and you have sister teams, make sure to definitely let us know, and we will go ahead and use those. But in the Battle of Macgregor, it was the red side that came out pretty convincingly. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, and again, I mean, we saw it from the beginning of Champ Select, right? We're a little bit worried from even then, from the get-go, of how it was going to be. But I think you could clearly see where some of the, I guess, the advantage for the red side team was, right? The communication was entirely different. The rotations and call-outs on certain targets was huge. And again, two of these teams knowing each other obviously very well, they knew where their weaknesses was. They put everything down into that bot side and obviously got the bot laner of the red side Macgregor ahead, completely shut down the Draven. And it was kind of over and done with here. So I believe we're going to have an interview now with one of the members from the red side Macgregor State High School lineup. Just waiting to hear that from production for the moment. But of course, the next game will be Mount Gravatt State High School versus St. Paul's School for our second lineup as well. If you're looking forward to that one, which will be handled by the likes of ADJ and Quicksand. So look forward to that one, as I believe the interview is coming in now.
Soon. TM.
Soon. TM. Fingers crossed.
As all things in esports, you know, just how things play out. But I'm very excited for this interview just because since I mostly get to watch collegiate and the pro level, those are when you have kind of your aspirations kind of fleshed out, right? You have an idea if you are going, like where you're going, and of course, pro level, you know, you kind of already have reached to a certain degree your end goal, and it's just about climbing as far as you can afterwards. But at the high school level, there's definitely a large diversity of what you want to do, whether it's League of
Mm.
Legends or maybe it's, get an esports scholarship so you can continue to pursue your other passions.
Yeah, we've seen quite a number of players from even Meta alone, right, or when it was under HSEL back in the day as well, move forward. They've been a part of our big uni leagues all throughout the scene. We've seen been involved in what was OPL, of course, now LCO coming out, of the players going from university to the LCO stage as well, and even further that heading to NA, right, and kind of filling in some of these academy teams and pro level teams coming out. So it's obviously quite easy to see, I guess, where there's parts to go. If obviously you want to push that far, and even though we're only still a minor region here in OCE, and yeah, we don't have a lot of first party support. The scene is still huge here. The sport is still huge here as well, and I believe we're heading into an
I
interview
think I
now.
heard someone.
Okay. Hello?
That's how we got
Oh,
a couple of
hello
mic
there.
issues though, unfortunately.
Audio's not quite there, but
Hello?
who
Hello.
are we?
I
Who
heard
are we
that.
speaking to? That's always a good start.
Yeah. So we're speaking to EB.
Yeah, Iggy. I'm
believe.
on the team, so the jungler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Apologies. We do know who you are. Apologies. It's just, we're having some tech issues, mic quality wise, at the moment. We'll hopefully get some of that cleaned up. But we'll try our best still with the interview here. EB, of course. First off, congratulations, huge win for your lineup. I just want to know the thoughts of the red side team coming into this one, because obviously a bit of a grudge match between your school right here at the moment, between the two teams, and kind of checking out see who was better. How is the red side team feeling coming into your first match for week 2?
I don't know. It sort of just came to win, and that's about it.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Not much like thought process. We just discovered, just like thought about who we should play, just played whoever we wanted, and then just rolled with it.
So more of just like a fun match between your two lineups.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Still trying to fix up on this audio, unfortunately. How do you feel about even throughout the match then? Because obviously, safe to say you guys were kind of on top of the match, right, from the get go. It kind of didn't really give the hello.
Hello, is that better?
No, I don't believe it's on your end. I believe it's on our end.
Okay.
I think I'm trying to get production fixed up. So apologies for that. We'll try to make do with what we can. But how was the team feeling, I guess, throughout the game then? Because I was about to say, like, obviously you didn't really give the Blizzard lineup a chance to breathe throughout. You kind of just powered through the whole thing. Were you expecting the match to, I guess, to be that one-sided?
Well, I don't know. I guess our 8 carry is probably just our best player, and we're pretty confident in him, so just let him do his thing, and most of the time it just works.
Yeah. I mean, we saw that all throughout the match. Yeah, it's just, I mean, I would say your whole team just seemed I would say, like, grades up on the blue side team. Just everything you guys were doing were absolutely insane. Nice. Was there anything you wanted to ask the Wukong man himself?
Yes, I'm just wondering, coming into this season, where do you guys see yourselves going? Do you guys see yourselves going for the perfect regular season? Do you see yourselves winning everything? What are your personal expectations, or maybe the team expectations?
Yeah, so hopefully we're planning to just win it all. Last season from the last year, we had a perfect score until I think it was the semi-finals, and that's where we got knocked out. So just hopefully this year we're improved and we're just ready to win it all.
It does seem like this year that it could be up to any school to take the finals away. A lot of the other big name schools don't seem to be involved this year, so it's up for grabs. And obviously, you want to give you all the best for the rest of the season. I want to say for the Macgregor State High School in general, and hope to see you guys towards the final stage.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for coming in here with us. So Yeah, unfortunately, sorry about that, guys, for some of the audio quality. Hopefully, it sounded a little bit better on the stream end. To us, it was a little bit crackly, is one way to put it. So very unfortunate. But thank you, Ibby, for joining us here at least anyway for that interview. And ladies and gentlemen, of course, we're heading over to our second game of the night now between Mount Gravatt State High School and St. Paul's School for our second match of the night, of course, presented by Toronto University Australia and MSI here for Meta. So as we hand it off to Quicksand and ADJ after this quick break, it'll be for us, Baz and Nightstar here. So big thank you to guys for tuning in to see us cast this one at least anyway. And we'll catch you throughout the rest of the Meta season. But for now, after a short break, another huge matchup just around the corner.